Okay, guys, well, Lex Fridman interviewed Bernie Sanders about a month ago. I have not watched it, but I'm going to watch a few clips and go over the clips as I watch them. This is Bernie Sanders on capitalism, pros and cons.
I have to ask you about capitalism, the pros and cons. So you wrote a book, It's Okay to Be Angry About Capitalism. That is a thorough, rigorous criticism of, I would say, hyper.
So this is pre the CEO murder. This is a month ago.
Capitalism.
Yes, that's right.
A certain kind of capitalism that you argue that we are existing in today in the United States. But a lot of people would attribute to capitalism all the amazing technological innovations over the past 70 plus years that have contributed to increase in quality of life, in GDP, in decrease in poverty, decrease in infant mortality, increase in expected life expectancy. So what are the how do you see the tension, the pros of capitalism and the cons of capitalism?
You know, some of my European friends, they say, Bernie, in the United States, you're considered to be very radical. If you were here in, France or Denmark or someplace, you'd be kind of mainstream left guy.
Yeah.
Not all that radical. So this is what I think. I think the best that we could do right now, where we are right now, is to create a society which does two things. It encourages innovation, but at the same time, it makes sure that all people in a wealthy nation have a decent standard of living. In some countries, if you look at Scandinavia, and this shocks people because we don't talk about this at all. So in Scandinavia, it has been the case, Denmark, Finland, Norway, for years, that people have healthcare. That's not a big deal. You end up in the hospital, so what? They don't pay a bill. You have, and this shocks people, in America right now, we have people who get 1 week, 2 weeks off paid vacation. Sometimes people get nothing. You know that? There are people out there who have no vacation at all. In Germany, you get 6 weeks paid vacation and other holidays as well. People are shocked by that. In America, we don't have paid family and medical leave. The only major country not to do it.
That's crazy.
Other countries, your wife gets sick, you stay home with her. Your kids get sick, not a big deal. You get a certain amount of paid family and medical leave. Cost of prescription drugs are far more affordable. So what you want to do is create what's called a social safety net.
Right? We can afford to pay the high bills.
That means I don't care what your income is. Of course, you're going to have health care as a human right. Of course, you're going to have housing that is affordable. Of course, your kids are going to have great quality education from childcare to university without much cost. Every country has a little bit.
These are the things that I ran down as left-wing once, but we went from the left wing, and yes, of course, we're going to have to tax people, but we tax people anyway.
Different. But there are countries in the world right now, I think in Germany, I think college is now tuition free, as I recall, for obvious reasons. They want to have the best educated workforce they can. So in terms of government playing
why would we want our
a
people
role
to be
in
educated?
a civilized democratic society of providing all basic needs, healthcare, education, housing, retirement benefits. Yes, that is what we've got to do. Now, does that mean then that the government is going to run every mom and pop store on the corner? Of course not. You want innovation. You want to go out and start a business, produce a product. Good luck to you. Make money. But on the other hand, in terms of even making money, we want you to be able to do that, come up with good products, good services. But do I think you should end up with $100 billion? No, I don't. And you know what's funny? I did an interview with Bill Gates, who is, I think, the third wealthiest guy in the country. Struggling behind Musk and Bezos, I think. And he's only worth 100+ billion, but he gets by. And I said to him, Bill, he was supposed to ask me questions. I asked him the question. I said, Bill, tell me something. You're an innovator with Microsoft and all that stuff. Did you know that you'd become a multi-billionaire? And was that motivated you? That one motivated you? And he said, no. And I believe he was honest. I love doing I love programming. I was a kid. He started doing that. He loved it. He was motivated by it. Do you think that there are scientists out there who work in day and night trying to develop drugs to deal with Alzheimer's or cancer, that they're motivated? Oh boy, if I come up with this drug, I'm going to become a billionaire. So I think, we want to reward success. Fine. But you don't need $1 billion. We want people to get satisfaction from what they accomplish, the work they're doing, whether it's cleaning the street or developing a new, drug. So I think we have gone a little bit too far. And you're right in talking about the book was an attack on, you call it hypercapitalism or uber capitalism. But right now, and this is not an American issue, this is a global issue. It's not an accident that Musk is over there in Saudi Arabia talking to the, trillionaire families in the Mideast. These guys are with Putin and his friends. You got probably not more than, 10,000 extraordinarily wealthy families.
So like on his last point, he was talking about somebody who doesn't deserve $1 billion. Capitalism, that's not what, capitalism doesn't create innovation, it doesn't enhance innovation. People want to do stuff and they don't have the money to do it. Do you ever see the meme where it says the cure for cancer could be in the mind of a child in the hood? Because they don't have the right kind of schools, they don't put the money in the schools. Capitalism keeps innovation from striving. Like, we could have, if every school was like I don't know, whatever top school is here, it's Punahou, right? Like if they were all, like Punahou is where Barack Obama went to. If every school in the nation was like that school, every school in the hood was like that, every school everywhere in our nation was like that, we'd have much better outcomes, but it would cost money, and capitalism says that we'd rather save the money than spend it on the kids, right? So, I mean, there's doctors, like he was saying, there's a lot of doctors who, their mom had cancer, their dad had something, right? And so when they were a kid, they lost a parent, and then they grow up to be a doctor because they want to cure that. And money, it's not money that's driving them, but there's a lot of scientists, he brought up scientists, there's a lot of scientists that want to do some kind of research thing, but they don't have the money to do it. If you know about Jack Fresca, he was always a little bit behind on his money, making these inventions and stuff, and then losing them, and we'll do a video on Jack Fresca here soon too. But let Bernie continue.
Who have unbelievable economic power, over 7 billion people on this planet.
Well, Elon Musk is actually an interesting case because he's investing all the money back into the businesses. So I think there is a balance to be struck, and you just spoke to it, which is we can still celebrate even big companies that are bringing wealth to the world, that are building cool stuff, that are improving quality of life, but we can question of why is it that the working class does not have a living wage in many cases, and sort of trying to find that balance.
That's right. That is the story. Look, I am no great fan of Elon Musk, especially in the role that he's playing right now in Trump's campaign. But is he a brilliant guy? Of course he is. Does he work like a dog? Of course he does. Does he come up with these incredible innovations in companies? Yes, he does. Does he deserve credit for that? Yeah, he does. But, even in terms of encouraging innovation, I would hope that we are focusing on the important issues. I would love to see great innovators figure out how we build the affordable housing that we need, come up with the great drugs that we need to solve many of the terrible illnesses that plague people. Climate change, for God's sakes. All right, do we need innovation? We're making some progress in this country. Should we do more? What kind of technologies out there can really cut back on carbon emissions? So, I hope we focus on some of the most important issues that impact humanity. But, reward innovators, I don't have a problem with that. But I do have a problem when 3 people end up owning more wealth than the bottom half of American society.
Yeah, and so when 3 people have more wealth than the bottom half of society, they have as much say as half of society. Just 3 people, that's just too much say. Like he said, Elon Musk went to Saudi Arabia, right? He's been in the cabinet with not the cabinet, that they just now won. But he's been with Donald Trump, right? Giving him all the millions and stuff. Let's see. So he has an outsized ability to do stuff and to see people that normal people don't have. Elon Musk. Tippedrocket. Let's see, Elon Musk, this great smart man. Question Elon Musk to improve the Starship. Elon Musk boosters dreams. Oh, here, let's see. Pointy. MTY. Let's see if I can find this. Elon Musk said he made. Oh, here we go. Yes. Okay, here. So this is the guy that's all
missile
brilliant,
they've
right?
developed, and but it has kind of a round head, and he says you need to make it more pointy to his engineers. Actually, that's what I also said the same thing. Starship, we need to make it more pointy.
Did you say that?
Mm-hmm.
Because of the movie?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Hold on. Hold on. You literally told them to make the starship more pointy because of the movie The Dictator.
Yep. And they know it too. It's not like they haven't aren't aware of it. Everyone thought it would be funny if we made the rocket more pointy, so we did.
Did it have any effect on the aerodynamics?
No.
Nothing.
No, we can make it way blunter and be fine.
But is it better to be pointier? Or like if it wasn't for the
It's
movie?
arguably slightly worse. But like
It's arguably slightly worse than Joe Rogan laughs. Now listen, this is the guy with the $200 billion, right? 250, whatever he's worth. He gets to be with Trump all the time, help Trump make decisions. They said he was in Saudi Arabia doing whatever, talking to people. This dude is making decisions all around the world. And he's making a rocket that goes to outer space. And because of some funny movie, which granted is a funny movie, The Dictator, great. But because that movie made a joke, he changed a rocket that goes to outer space, sometimes with people in it. I don't know if all the time, but at least sometimes with people in it. And you made it slightly worse. That's a life or death situation. It's not like bumping somebody in a car and, oh, we can get out and talk. If you mess up in outer space and the thing is slightly worse than, what do you call it, like going through the atmosphere and all that burning up and stuff, if it's slightly worse and you break your rocket apart, you kill people. That's totally insane to me. So anyway, this is capitalism, right? You get people who were born to a man who owned an emerald mine, right? So Elon Musk's dad owned an emerald mine. Donald Trump's dad was already rich. Bill Gates, I'm pretty sure his family, or no, that was Bezos, I think. Or maybe both of them, but both their families had enough money to let them be in the garage or whatever and work for however long, building their computers and all that stuff. But they had the resources to be able to fail quite often, like Donald Trump famously has his 6 bankruptcies. If other people had the same ability to fail as much and try as much as they did, we could have more innovation. In capitalism, not everybody gets the chances that they have to try. And he's just got so much money that he can make things worse. And he even said that the people knew about it, right? He has so much money and so much outstretched power that the other scientists in the room, knowing this is worse and more harmful to people that are going to be in this rocket ship, that they couldn't tell him no. They had to say yes. Like, what in the world? Like, that's capitalism.